Good morning, everybody. How are we doing this morning? Well, here we are at the end of November. Yesterday was the farm sale, and man, what a great farm sale it was. Uh, Fred, Fred actually bought quite a bit. I didn't buy nothing. I just was there as an advisor. But we're going to head over to Fred's place, and we are going to help him move his purchases over from the farm sale to his farm. So I already got the truck out ready to go, and we're going to head over there and get right on to it. So let's hop in, and we'll start heading off. I noticed that it's kind of unusual, but everywhere that the cultivator that Fred was using we got weeds coming through, which that cultivator should have killed those weeds. So I don't know what's going on there. I'm not too excited about it yet. If I had a crop planted in there, I'd do something about it, but right now those weeds, they're just kind of holding the dirt down, and we'll get them before they go to seeding out, because we definitely don't want them doing that. But otherwise, our crops, everything is looking great. You know, we already controlled the weeds on our other farm. Oh boy, that's bumpy today. I tell you, they haven't been fixing these roads very good lately. I'm gonna have to get on the county about that. We still got some people out here that haven't cut their corn. There's still crops in the ground. It's kind of unusual. I've been looking around the county as I've been driving around, and yeah, there's a corn crop right there. If they don't get that cut here soon, it's going to go bad. It's going to be rotten. So I don't know what they're waiting on. I know we've had some rain yet again, and like I've said before, we have had a very, very wet year compared to normal. There's soybeans still sitting. And we've still got water standing in our lows. So maybe that's the reason why things are kind of the way they are. I don't know. But anyway, I will cut off of this, and I'll see you closer to his farm. All right, everybody. We're getting right up here to it. And yeah, we're going to turn this corner here and go over to Fred's place. Not a bad little drive this morning. Alrighty. It's going to be one of those days, I think. You know, it's nice out. It's got just a little bit of a chill in the air, but it's not terrible. It really isn't. Oh, I think I see Fred running around out here. Let's see what he's been up to this morning, shall we? I know he's been waiting on me. I was a little late, but not terribly late, so... Oh boy, that looks like he's running a manure spreader. I think we'll stay back here away from that. I'd hate for him to accidentally turn that thing on. Boy, look at that. What's he pulling that with? Looky there, that's an old Oliver. By golly, that's a good looking old tractor. Was that a Super 88? It is a Super 88. Wow. He must be going to fill it back up again, or I don't know. We'll sit here and wait for him to get done with what he's doing and then come over. Must be spreading that out on his field out there. Good fertilizer. Boy, you need to have good fertilizer in this, in our area, let me tell you. It's, fertilizer is expensive. That's why I made a fertilizer, turns my manure into pellet fertilizer. Works out real good. Saves me a lot of money, too.
Well, howdy there.
Hey, Fred. That's a good-looking old Super 88, my man.
Oh, she's a beauty. I need to wash it.
I see that, but boy, it sounds like it runs really good.
It does. It runs quite smooth, actually.
Is this an old John Deere fertilizer spreader, well, manure spreader? Boy, I ain't
Yeah.
seen one of them in quite a while. Looks like it's in pretty good shape.
Yeah. I was testing the waters. I've never tried much with it, and actually I haven't used the Oliver here much. Very there. Went out and I was just putting some fertilizer down.
Alrighty, well, that sounds like a good deal. Man, I'll tell you, that's smart thinking, though, to use the cow's manure for that because fertilizer is expensive. Oh, hey, by the way,
Yes.
when you plant in the spring, I have got fertilizer coming out of my ears. I have got a system where my manure gets turned into pelletized fertilizer. And, I know what they charge up there at the co op for fertilizer. And I'll tell you what, I'll sell it to you for half price because I'm going to have more than I can use. So somebody should benefit from it, if you know what I mean. How does that
Yeah.
sound to you?
Sounds like a deal. I had actually stopped by there the other day and I wasn't paying attention. I fell behind. I had some weeds growing out in my crop.
Yeah?
So I had him come out and spray. And while I was there, I asked him about putting down some dry fertilizer, maybe on some ground, right before you plant it. Uh, it was a little bit too much for me to do. So I, I'm glad you mentioned something. That gives
Yeah.
me a chance to be able to do that, but not at a high rate is what they charge you.
Right. Yeah, well, that's it. I've actually considered buying a sprayer for myself and spraying everything myself, but the cost of sprayer is a little high. I've got my eye on a sprayer for the future here. But yeah, that I've right now. That's what I'm doing. I'm having them come out, put lime down, fertilizer if it's needed, and of course I've got my own fertilizer now. And I'm also having them put down weed control when I get a crop planted. So it must have been the wheat field out here, huh?
Yeah, the wheat field is just starting to get a little weedy here and there. Nothing
Gotcha.
major, but I wanted to get on top of it before it got much worse.
Well, sure. Yeah, you got to get a hold of them before they start taking root real bad. Well, shall we go over and start getting your acquisitions? I didn't spoil it. I wanted to, as you know, I record a lot of the things that we do. I didn't want everybody to know all the fun things you bought. Shall we head over that way?
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
Alrighty, let's get to it. Alrighty, well, we'll get up there and start doing that. I imagine he'll probably take his. Oh, I was going to ask you about that. Hey, Fred, I forgot to ask you. What happened to your gator? I see it grew a cab and a steering wheel.
It grew a little bit, yeah. So it was starting to get a little chilly out, and it, I've already come to realize in the city when it gets hot, it's hotter out here sometimes.
Well,
Then
yeah.
I've also discovered in the city when it gets cool out here, it's cooler because there's just less blocks, less wind breaks, stuff like that, more out in the open. So I was kind of keeping an eye out. Well, actually, come on over, just
Yeah.
take a gander.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, let's have a look at this thing. It looks nice.
Yeah. So I was trying to find something, and I thought about selling the pickup there and selling the Gator both to get a little bit better pickup. And then over at the dealership, they got this in on a trade deal.
Ah,
And
okay. Very
they,
nice.
yeah, they gave me not too bad of an offer on that old system that I had going. And sitting out back, they had this fuel barrel off of something. And I asked them if they'd be willing to toss it on there. That way, I could, instead of having to get a big barrel or something to pull behind a pickup or throw in the bed of a truck, I tossed that on there.
Well,
That way
yeah,
I can go fill stuff up.
you can just fuel out of your fuel barrel up there by the shed and take it out to the field. You don't have to drive your equipment all the way back up here. That's smart thinking.
Yeah, it costs me a little bit more, but I think it'll be well worth it in the long run.
Well, and yeah, if you get close and you don't know if you can make it back, well, at least you got fuel right there to make it back to the big barrel.
Yeah.
Yep, smart thinking, smart thinking. I like that.
Well,
That's
thank you.
and it's got a little bit. Looks like it's got a little bit more cargo capacity than that other one did.
It does. It really does, actually. It made a world of a difference.
Very, very nice. Well, we better get up there and get moving on that. I know the clock's kind of ticking. They wanted everything out of there. I think what by noon was that right?
Uh, Noon or 1 o'clock.
Okay.
They didn't really specify. They just wanted it out as soon as possible today.
Okay. Well, I'll drive my pickup up there and I'll hook up to some of the equipment. Since I got that 1 ton, I can pull, some pretty heavy equipment back. So I'll do what I can there. And yeah, I'll just kind of follow you with flashers or hazards or whatever we need, and we'll get everything back here to your yard.
Alrighty, sounds like a plan.
So I'll go hop in and we'll meet you up there.
Alrighty.
If I don't get stuck on your bushes there. Alrighty. Well, let's roll around his circle driveway here. And we'll head right on up there. And we'll get him all situated. Let's see. Nobody coming. Here we go. Yeah, it was a real nice farm that we went to. You'll see it here in just a little bit. Huge fields. And yeah, I hate to say it, but Fred's actually got a tractor comparable to what we have as far as horsepower, but he went with center articulating. But you'll see it. You'll see it. It's something I haven't ever hardly seen. Oh, whoop! Don't want to run him over. Well, I guess he wasn't behind me yet. Got to wait for these cars to get out of the way. Traffic kind of picked up. Must be morning tea time or something somewhere. But yeah, we'll get up here. We'll show this farm to you. I mean, like I said, it's a pretty snazzy looking place. It really is. Well, I imagine I'm going a little faster than him, but I didn't think about that. Of course, he might have been waiting on them cars too. Maybe I better slow it down. I'm sure he remembers how to get there. Let's back her down to about 30. Just kind of cruise along. We're farmers. They can get mad at us for going slow. We don't care. That's just the way it is. We like to crop tour and look around at everything, It's always nice. I didn't even see what the sign said for speed, but that's okay. Just keep our eyes peeled behind us, see if we can see him showing up. But yeah, there's the bins of that big old farm. Man, I'll tell you, I couldn't imagine. His one field outside is larger than all of the fields that Fred and I have together. It is enormous. Oh. Well, we got to come up here to this mailbox on the left and go left. I remember that from coming up here. I just got to remember where the turnoff is. It's up here somewhere. And I still don't see him behind us, so... Well, I'll go ahead and wait for him to catch up, and once I get up here, and I will... I'll kick back in when we get down closer here. But here's the driveway we have to go in. So, yep. I'll sit right here, and I'll see you when he gets up here. All right, everybody. Well, we're headed down the drive. Fred caught up to us. Um, yeah, I guess that one's just a hair bit slower than the other one he had. I guess it doesn't go very fast, but it's warmer than what he had. So yeah, I don't blame him. Boy, look at that old house here. And yeah, here's where the farm sale was. By golly, it looks like maybe Fred's stuff's all that's left. Yeah, it looks like his stuff is all that is left here. Everything else is gone. Okay, well, I guess we'll try to pull that plow down and see if we can hook up to it here real quick. And we'll pull it home and I don't know, maybe the cart. There we go. I got it hooked up. Let's check with Fred, see what he's going to grab. Hey, Fred.
Oh, how's it going?
Well, about the same as it was a little bit ago. It looks like the about the only things left here is your stuff.
Yeah, I noticed that we're the last ones to show up, but that kind of a blessing. Gives us a
Yeah.
little more space to move around.
Oh, a lot more space. Yeah, that's going to be great. Excellent. Uh, shall we introduce what you bought?
Oh, yep.
Well, I guess we'll just start over here. Yeah, he bought this Parker 6500. Real nice grain cart. Good capacity. Really, really good capacity. It'll make it easier for when you're over across on the other side, won't it?
Yeah.
Won't have to drive your combine back and forth through that muddy creek. You can just take this a couple of times. It's a nice setup.
Well, thank you.
And look at this. I can't believe this big. This is bigger than the one that we had. A big. I can't. Oh man, that's a plow. That's a plow, is what it is. Really, really nice John Deere 670 plow. And then there's this old Alice Chalmers cultivator. Looks like we're going to have to get you a new cylinder over here. It looks like your cylinder's kind of drooping a little bit, but once you get it folded up, that won't hurt a thing at all.
Oh,
But
I agree.
nice, big, wide field cultivator. In fact, I think that's wider than the one I have that I pull with the John Deere. So that'll make getting your work done real easy. And then, this is what I was talking about on the way over. This Ford FW40. Man, you just don't see very many of these in America. In fact, I don't think they sold very many of them all. And Fred, that's the way this thing looks. The farmer took care of it. He obviously did, and I think you got a steal on it. What do you think?
I think I got a pretty good deal on basically everything here. I'm surprised that it went as cheap as it did, actually.
Yeah, well, you know, yesterday the weather wasn't as great as it could have been, so I imagine that probably played a part in you getting a great deal. But
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah, you're
ask
probably
you,
right.
gotta ask
Yes.
you, why the N7 Gleaner?
Well, so I'm not really sure. That little combine got back at the house. I love it, but if I had the chance to upgrade the size and the header and so forth, I figured I would.
Okay. Well,
I
I'd
I
say
was not expect
you definitely upgraded in capacity, size, and header. That's for darn sure.
Yeah, I was not expecting to be buying a combine when I was up here, but I couldn't say no.
Well, yeah, I think it went for under $30,000, which for a combine of this size and how low the hours are, good shape it's in, that's pretty rare.
I agree. Uh, and thank you. I wouldn't have been able to do it. You introduced me to your banker buddy, and he
Well,
took very good care of me. You were right on that. He
yeah,
was a
well,
very welcoming person.
and in today's rates, you can't find an interest rate of only 3.6%. I mean, that is unheard of. So, yeah, he did.
I
He took good care of you.
Yeah, he really did.
Well, shall we start getting stuff moseyed towards your house here?
Sounds like a plan to me.
I imagine probably take that Ford home first, shall we?
Yeah. You want to help me hook up to that cultivator?
I will, yes. If you want to hop up in there and get her backed up over here, I'll help you get it hooked up. I imagine he didn't hear the last part of that, but that's okay. Yeah, that's a big tractor, guys. Let me tell you, that is a good tractor. Good looking tractor, too. Can't see it, but I'm waving him backwards here. Yeah, keep coming, keep coming. A little more. Turn the other direction a little. There you go. Come on back. A little more. Turn again. Right there. Hook her up. All right, got her plugged in. Okay, test your hydraulics and fold her up. Let's see how she folds. Oh, that's raising lower. I might have got the connectors backwards. Yep, I must have got them backwards. We'll remember that. We'll have to spray paint those. He's got the window down a little bit there. Well, Fred, we'll have to spray paint those connectors so they're right. It's a little backwards from what they should be, but it'll be all right.
Yeah, it'll be just fine.
Well, I'll let you take the lead and I'll follow with my flashers on for you. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty, well, I believe we can go down by those bins straight to the south and then come take a left and then a right, and we'll save ourselves going up the driveway by their house.
Alrighty.
So down here by the bins, straight south, left, right onto the highway.
Alrighty.
Alrighty, we'll see you back at your farm.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, let's hop in our truck here. And we'll just follow him back to his farm. And we've got his plow here. There, I think he found the road out of here. Oop, nice little ditch right there. You know, that's one nice thing about having a pretty kind of heavy duty pickup. We can pull some of this kind of stuff home for him and save him a little bit. But yeah, I forgot. They said that we could take it this way to avoid some of the highway. And yeah, they were right. It is. It's a little bumpier, but it's a little wider too. The only thing I'm worried about is getting the combine through here. But obviously they've done it before because they didn't have a header trailer for it. Oh, I forgot to show you that giant field. I'll show it to you on the next one. But we'll get to that here in just a little while. Anyway, we're going to continue running some of this stuff home, and I'll see you here in just a couple. Well, we're back, and Fred's over there firing up the combine. He said he's going to let it warm up just a hair before we take off with it. And yeah, boy, look at the hydraulics. They work really good. I've got the grain cart hooked up here to the back of my pickup, and we've got it bungee corded down. So, well, Fred, do you think you're good to go as far as getting that thing home?
I do believe it'll be all right.
I think that looked like there was plenty of room. I could run ahead of you and try to block traffic up there at the intersection until you get down there, if that would help.
Let's go ahead and do that just for safekeeping, if you don't mind.
Sure, I can do that. Well, I'll run ahead and you just I'll call you on your phone and tell you when I'm up at the corner blocking traffic, okay?
Alrighty.
Alrighty. Well, I'll see you here in a little bit then.
All right, I do appreciate it.
Not a problem. And everybody, I will see you in a little bit because I am going to go up to that corner. And it's going to take a little while for us, so we'll get it situated here. Be with you in a minute. Well, everybody, here he comes. We've got the intersection blocked, and boy, the traffic is piled up behind me, but I had to block it up so that he could get up here with the combine. Um, Boy, they're mad. They're a honking, and one of them came out and was yelling at me. It was like, come on, man. I got, a combine coming here. So we're going to get out of the way and let that traffic go. And yeah, we should be good now. I have to ask him how many signs he took out with that header. I probably didn't. He probably did a real good job. He's pretty good with spatial awareness, at least as far as I can tell. And man, the way that thing runs, it looks really, really good. I like his new setup. That's really going to be a time saver for him, really. More than anything else, it'll be a huge time saver. But we're just kind of parking everything up over here, out of the way. And, that seems to work pretty good. He mentioned something about how we're going to, when I called him, he says if I'd help him, kind of move stuff around for sale. And I said, well, yeah, of course I will. Well, I'm here. I might as well. But let's go ahead and disconnect here. There we go. And I'm going to park up here out of the way. I think he'll figure that out here in just a minute. Let me get out of the way. I imagine, right up here ought to be good under the shade tree. There. Okay. Hey, Mr. Fred. Well, I think we got her all here.
Yeah, yeah, we do.
And you said you wanted to put some stuff out for sale. What were you thinking about selling?
Well, I got that. I hate to get rid of her, but I've got a bigger combine now, so I was gonna put the combine and the header out for sale.
Yeah.
Something I'll have to think about. I never thought about it, but that combine didn't come with a corn head. You think this one will work on there all right?
Well, yeah, it'd be a little small, but for now it would work perfectly fine until you could get a bigger one. If I was you, I'd take that gleaner and put that wheat header on it and just sell that with the wheat header. And yeah, that'd probably work just fine. And, we can always keep our eyes out. I'll look at the sale flyers and stuff and see if we can find you a little bit bigger corn header. So, yeah, I think this would work.
Alrighty.
I meant to ask you,
Yes.
now that you got some larger equipment, what are you thinking about seed drill? I know that seed drill that we fixed up for you and you got, just out of the nettles up there at my place. It's, it's frankly going to be kind of small.
Yeah. I mean, I got along all right putting the weed in the ground with it. It took an awful long time. I'm not gonna lie. It took a while.
Oh, I could imagine.
But I'm kind of stuck. I've been keeping my eye out. There wasn't anything that popped up at the sale that was worth a hoot.
Yeah.
Then been watching over at the dealership on the used market. They haven't had anything. If they have, it's been extremely high.
Yeah, they
Well,
usually are. Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. I'm kind of stuck because now I got that big tractor. Got the big disc plow to pull behind it. I got that big cultivator. So the stuff I've got now, I can just that equipment I can sell. Seeing that this stuff's bigger,
Yeah.
and that leaves me with three tractors. That little that little Oliver, I'm gonna keep it. It does pretty good on like the manure wagon and the feed wagon.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But
You don't need
but the
high
two,
horsepower for those.
no sir. But I'm stuck on which Alice Chalmers I'm gonna get rid of, and which one I'm gonna keep because of the hay equipment and the planter. But like you said, that little drill I got it that you got me there, it did a good job. Just it's small for the operation.
Yeah, I understand that. It is kind of smaller, yeah. I mean, what size are you looking for?
You know, I'm not sure. Well, I got a question to ask you. I've been wanting to ask you, but I didn't want to feel intrusive or bothersome with it.
Well, go ahead. No need to feel bothersome. What's up?
Well, I was helping you out the other day, and I noticed that you got yourself a newer drill and a couple. Well, you got the bigger tractors now too. But what's your thoughts on that Great Plains drill you got? Seeing you got a bigger one now, what are you gonna do with it? Because that's kind of what I've been looking for.
Well, now that you mention it, I hadn't put a lot of thought into it. I suppose I was just going to keep it as a backup or for if you help me, but in reality, I guess I really don't need to keep it. I could sell it to you, but your big Alice, that would be just not enough weight to the ground to pull it, and you certainly don't need to be pulling it with that FW40 Ford. But I could do a package deal for you and sell it with the Deutz Alice. I've even got some duals I could throw on that Deutz that came with it.
If you'd be willing to, yeah, I'd definitely be interested in that.
Okay.
If I did that, I could just sell the two Alice Chalmers tractors I got in there, and that Deutz would kind of replace both of them.
Yeah, it would. You'd have more than enough power to do your planting and definitely enough to do any kind of extra bale work or anything that direction. In fact, I imagine that old Oliver could do a lot of the bale work too, but it would be a darn good planting and all around tractor, and it would be nice and heavy.
Alrighty. Uh, yeah, if you'd be willing to sell that, I'll buy it from you.
Alrighty. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's get your equipment you want to sell lined up out front, and I'll think about the price while we're doing that. And yeah, we'll just get everything lined up. I'll shoot you a price, and if you like it, we can run over and grab it today if you want, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Alrighty, well, let's get right down to it, and we'll get everything lined up out front.
Alrighty.
All right, let's. Where do you want to start?
You know, let's just go ahead and get the combine and the header here taken care of. And we'll just go from there. Then we'll do the tractors next.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll get the doors for you here.
Alrighty, I appreciate it.
All right, everybody. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get some of his stuff lined up out here and ready for sale. So I'll see you here in a couple once we get it all lined up. Well, we made it back over here, and Fred and I have reached an agreement. He has transferred the money over to me, and we're going to go ahead and get that out. Fred, I'm going to grab the 8410 and hook up to that. Just pull it out of the way. If you want to grab the Deutz Alice and your new basically your new equipment and pull it out of there, then we can kind of resituate things, and I'll follow you back in your Gator since my truck's back over there. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty. Well, I'll start getting that hooked up. If you want to fire up the Deutz and be ready to move after I get everything done.
Alrighty.
Well, guys, you can see we're getting this moved around, and this is tight quartered now. This new planter is quite a bit wider than our old one. And Fred, he's got that one out. I need to just straighten up here just a hair bit. There we go, so we can come through nice and steady. And yeah, looks like we're doing pretty good here. And that ought to be about it right there. That ought to do it. Okay. Fred, that looked good back there?
Yep. You
Yep.
can walk behind it.
All right, that's all I wanted. That worked out perfect. Okay, well, I see you got that all set up. I'll just go ahead and follow you back, and we'll see you at your farm.
Sounds like a plan.
All righty. All right. What a nice little gator. We rode up here in it, and boy, you wouldn't believe how smooth this thing runs. He's got that already full of diesel. Yeah, that runs real smooth. But I'm going to go ahead and time lapse this for you. I want you guys to be able to see the beautiful scenery that is in this map. So enjoy the view, and we'll see you at his farm. Well, everybody, we made it back over to his farm. He's done really good getting that thing over here, I have to say. It's been quite the day for everybody involved as far as just running back and forth. I mean, but he now has quite the setup. He's got money to be made with stuff here that can be sold as we go through the winter. Some of his money can be made back. Probably not as much as he spent, but he's got a bigger tractor. Oh, we forgot to put the duals on. I'll have to remind him. We'll have to get him to him here. We'll bring him down in the back of the pickup or something. But, yeah. He's got quite the setup now. I think I'll just park this over here for him. Well, Mr. Fred, we got everything home for you.
Yes, we have.
How did you like the old Deutz running home?
Purrs like a kitten.
Yes, it does. The only thing you got to remember is just make sure you clean out the front air chamber for that air-cooled engine. That's very, very important. But, you know, you kind of got to do that for your gleaners, too. Gleaners are very, very picky about that.
Yes, they are.
So it's basically the same thing. You just got to remember to clean it out. But, yep, I think you are set up with a nice new farm here. Everything all considered. I mean, you still got your farm, but you've got equipment that will give you more free time and potentially can make you some more money.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that.
But, well, I'm going to go ahead and head home now. And, hey, I'm glad I could be of assistance today. And I'm glad we got you hooked up with a good banker. I think you are on a good path to success, my friend.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I don't know of anything coming up here until we get into spring. So just keep them cattle fed, and I'll call you here soon when we get through to spring. All right.
Alrighty, will do.
All right, Fred. You have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you a little later on.
Will do. And again, thank you for everything. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Always happy to help. All righty. Well, it feels good to help Fred out. He's really coming along. I'm really happy with his choices of equipment. I mean, I think he's going to have a lot more time freed up because of those choices of equipment. But it also gives him the opportunity when we get around here to selling, he might be able to snag a new piece of land too and really expand his possibilities for profit. And I know this one's been a little bit longer today, but you know, I wanted to make sure you guys saw the scenery here. It is absolutely wonderful. But I guess I better step on the accelerator. That car is going to run me over. But anyway, everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.